the offside decision, where do I even start from? Because even when we're watching, even Gary Neville, that's the thing. Funny thing, Gary Neville at the end, it's like you echoed the same sentiments Gary Neville was saying. Because when I was watching his interview at the end, it was like, he said, I'm going soft. He said, as a United fan, I'm going soft. Why am I feeling sorry for him? Because he couldn't believe it. He said, like, why am I feeling sorry for Liverpool? Because he couldn't even, because watching it live, you could see that was no offside. And they didn't draw the lines. In 10 seconds, they finished. That was the first suspicious thing. You know, normally when they check these offside decisions, they'll take 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes. Mm-hmm. Less than 10 seconds, check was complete. And they didn't draw any lines, and they just said offside. What's going on here? Now, let me not rant and be. I don't want to fall into the camp of people thinking, oh, it's a conspiracy against Liverpool. It's not. These referees are just incompetent. They're not good enough. We've been saying this for years. It's not a Liverpool thing. They've done it to United. They've done it to Chelsea. They've done it to Brighton. Brighton got apology upon apology last season.
They even did it last night. They did it to Arsenal too last season, and they had to apologize.
They did it to Arsenal.
Fired. Somebody got fired last season because of. Didn't one ref get fired?
I'm not sure. I think their punishment is usually like the ones that were involved yesterday. Now they got punished by being dropped for their match today. Okay. They're supposed to. So that's the punishment. They just drop them for one round of fixtures and they bring them back. So that's why they keep messing up, because there's no real punishment. They don't really get fired. Like, they don't lose their jobs on this. Okay, I'm not advocating people should lose their job, but there should be stronger punishments just instead of just dropping them from one match. You know,
it's very, and it bothers you to think that first, this is the pinnacle of professional sports. We're not talking like, you know, high school football, college. No. This is the pinnacle of professional sport. And to think that, you know, you make egregious decisions like that and they come time after time after time, all you're going to do is suspend the ref for maybe one game, right?
Yeah.
Then you
investigate,
apologize. The statement does not bring back my 1 point or my one goal or whatever. It doesn't do that.
It doesn't.
It doesn't do that at all. And look, I think the Premier League really needs to I don't know.
I just quickly give you backdrop now. So the story is coming out now. Now today was that these two of the officials that were in VAR, they were in the United Arab Emirates on Thursday.
Yeah, I saw that. On Thursday, right? The Thursday, because you guys played
on Thursday.
Okay.
Less than 48 hours.
So 2 days before refereeing, yeah.
So they went to the United Arab Emirates probably to referee a game or officiate a game. And then they came back on Friday night, I think. And then they are straight into work on Saturday. Why are they even going to the UAE in the first place? You guys are not even good enough to ref in your own league. What are you going to do in the United Arab Emirates? And one of the things when people have been saying is like you said, this is the top. We say Premier League is the best league, the most competitive league. I think we should. It's at this stage, people should start thinking, why can't they bring in officials from other leagues? Why can't they bring in officials from other leagues?
But you know, there's that. If it's not British, it's not good. So they can't.
Exactly.
They're not bringing
it. Exactly.
That's an admission that they're not good enough. That's an admission.
They won't do it. They won't do it.
Yeah. So, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'll just finish up the game. So when it went 9v11, of course, that was the end because we couldn't bring Darwin Nunes to do the agent of chaos. So we just left him on the bench, brought in defenders, just brought in like 2 more defenders, went 5 at the back. So it was 5-3-0. Just 5, no attackers. Yeah, it was basically 5-3-0. We couldn't attack anymore. But funnily enough, we still got into their half, even with 9 men. In fact, Salah, that's another very bad decision. Salah was going in on goal. And then the defender fell over because the referee said Salah pulled him. And Salah was angry and the referee just gave Salah a yellow card. And that was like 5 minutes to go or something. So then the game went towards the end. We're like, okay, let's just hold on for the point. But at that stage, you know, there's so many tired legs, so many tired legs running. So that's why I don't blame Matip for the own goal. Because, man, that guy had done a lot of defending. So by the time the cross came in, I'm sure he wanted to kick it out. He just put it in the top corner, straight in the top corner. Like the way he finished that goal was emphatic finish. Like bang, straight in the top corner. Goal of the month, man. The own goal was like, if I'm not a Liverpool fan, that was an emphatic, sweet own goal to see. Wow. So that's why the game finished 2-1. But I mean, in the midst of all this, let's respect Spurs. Let's give Spurs their flowers. They did well.
I was asking that. So far, you know, people have been kind of putting some respect on Ange Ball. Seeing as you played them yesterday, do you think there's something there? Is Ange Ball, is it a thing? Now that they've played serious teams now. They've played Liverpool, they've played
Arsenal.
They played Arsenal last week. They made United look like children. So is Ange Ball a thing in your book?
I think they're living off good vibes. That's the thing. Good vibes, because the manager is positive. In fact, the manager reminds many people of Klopp when Klopp came, before Klopp started turning bitter. That man is full of positive vibes. It's full of, everybody loves him. They love Ange, and that brings something to the club. So you can see many of those players, they've been freed from the shackles of Aram football, of Jose Mourinho and all the previous Nuno. They are free from all that shackles of negative energy. So I think that's helping them. But also you can see the attacking football is paying off for them. They are on the front foot. They are on the front foot. I think that they will do well this season. I just think their depth. They don't have enough depth. And they should be worried, because they did struggle. 11v10, they struggled. And when it was 11v9, they hardly created any chances. And it's tough, because Liverpool we parked the bus at that stage, so it was tough. But yeah, I see them doing well. I see them going. I just think they need to recruit better, because if Son is injured, I don't see who's going to score for them. There's nobody scoring goals for them.
First of all, I think that question is flawed, because
look, it's not bad. It's not bad at all.
It's not bad. Why is it so good?
No. I think we need to step back here and ask a key question. Is one, Chelsea's result is not reflective of its performance, right? Like where we are at the table is not reflective of how well the team has played. And the reason why you know this is, if you look at Chelsea last season, when we're winning under Potter, our result, the first 5 games that Potter won, most of those games we didn't deserve to win, right? Most of the games that we've lost right now as Chelsea, the way we're playing under Pochettino, we didn't deserve to lose, right? You start off with the West Ham game, you look at the Bournemouth game, you look at the Villa game, and then those were games where Chelsea had higher SG than the opponents, right? Defensively, no, let me land now, guy. Guys laugh now. Let me land, right? Defensively, Chelsea has probably one of the better defensive records in the league. Our problem has always been in front of goal, right? Mm-hmm. So it's one thing to say, oh, you know what, Chelsea is playing badly and they're losing. There's another thing to say, okay, you know what, Chelsea are actually lagging behind their results. Like our results shows that, hey, you know what, we should have at least won 2 or 3 out of those games, right? But it is what it is. So that's the first point. And just to counter some of Benny's points around Todd Bowley and the rest of them, look, at the end of the day, these are folks who they're not dumb. They're business savvy. They know what they're doing. They've made some mistakes, right? And time will tell whether if what they're doing is going to work or not. But to your point, you're saying, oh, you know what, Arsenal. I mean, you're saying like, oh, you can't win a team with young players. Correct me if I'm wrong. The Arsenal last season, I don't think they had any outright senior player on their team.
They didn't win though.
No. I'm not saying whether they won or not, but like, did Arsenal have a senior veteran player on their team last season?
Shaka.
Zinchenko.
Okay, maybe 1 or 2, right?
Jorginho.
Right. You also say, oh, you know what? Don't trust the process. This doesn't work in the EPL. The product that you see from certain teams like Brighton, Arsenal, Liverpool is as a result of a process, right? That process started under Brendan Rodgers, right? And Klopp came in and perfected it, right? Same thing with Arsenal. That's a 3-year project or a 4-year project. I remember vividly 3 seasons ago or 2 seasons ago when they interviewed what was that, their sporting director that's working at Beni and Dada. Is it Edu?
In Arsenal?
Yeah, Arsenal, yeah.
Yeah, Edu. Yeah, Edu was there.
I remember when they interviewed him and they were asking him, oh, look, you guys got rid of Aubameyang, you guys got rid of Ozil. What are you all doing? You have all these young players. And I'll try to dig that video up. The guys like, man, we have a plan. It's not really showing the results that we want right now, but trust us, we'll put in this plan in place and it's going to make sense. So oftentimes when you have a football club or you're running anything where you have a plan that you stick to plays and you're not getting the results, everyone calls you, oh, you know what, man, this folks don't know what they're doing, right? Then if it works, you're a genius. If it doesn't, you're an idiot. And and we're looking at an Arsenal team right now. Still going back to Arsenal because they're a better example, more recent example of this. Right now, everyone is looking at Arsenal, but if Arsenal had fired Arteta when they were 12th and struggling, even in spite of them winning the FA Cup, right? Mm-hmm. What you see from Arsenal is not what you're going to be seeing today. So having said that, I'm not going to come here and bash the entire club or, let opposing fans take jabs at the club because that's not what I'm going to do as a fan. All I'm saying is when you have new ownership, these things just take time. I mean, it is what it is. It just takes time, right? And also, too, you can clearly see what the club or the owners are trying to do. And some of it, I'll meet with Benny. Some of it just is unorthodox. But the issue with Chelsea actually did not start with Todd Bowley, and that's one thing I've been trying to point out to a lot of Chelsea fans. Prior to us winning Champions League under Tuchel, Chelsea has underperformed severely in the league for a very long time. I cannot remember the last time as a Chelsea fan that we actually competed in the league where we pushed City the way Liverpool did or the way Arsenal did. We were never close to winning the league. And the true test of a well-run club is your league performance, not Champions League. Because Champions League is a knockout competition. If you're trying to test where you are as a club, go look at your league performance. And Chelsea has lagged behind league performance. And in terms of buying ridiculous, useless players, we've been doing that for the past decade. Chelsea bought Drinkwater, we bought Baba Yako. We had all these players on our payroll that...
Even Baba Rahman.
We bought Baba Rahman. Like, we had all these useless players on our payroll that served no purpose. We had a huge wage bill, right? So when you're a new owner, you can't keep going on with that strategy, right? You have to almost reinvent the wheel. And that's what these folks are doing. To Benny's point, they got rid of all these old players. They didn't get any new ones. But look, I think they did enough for you to reduce your wage bill. This is what you have to do. So it's a two-part problem. One, they inherited an historical problem from Roman Abramovich that they're fixing. They're new to a system, and they're just trying to find a way to make it work.